In this video, you're going to learn the 10 mistakes that entrepreneurs, realtors, and small business owners make in hiring a virtual assistant. I want you to make sure that you watched all the way to the end of this video. And number 9 is going to be a whole mindset shift for you and understanding how you can move that needle in your business and also in your personal life. Stay tuned. Don't miss out on number 9. Let's start with the first one. Typically, many people want to go hire a virtual assistant when they're super busy, right? I mean, that makes sense. When you get really busy, that's when you need the most help. But there's a problem with that. And the problem is that you're too busy to hire a virtual assistant, because in normal ways to hire a virtual assistant, you're going to have to find the person, qualify the person, interview the person, train the person, make sure that they understand all of your trainings, develop your SOPs, all of these things that you need to do. That's if you're going to go out and hire somebody on your own. But when you're super busy, that's not going to happen, right? So you end up get busier and busier. You can't get the stuff off your plate that you need to get off your plate because you can't even take the time to hire and train. One of the things that I'll just add in here really quick, in our company, that's not how we work. You can be super busy. We probably only need 30 minutes on an onboarding session with you, and we can take your work from there because our virtual assistants are actually skilled. You have specialized virtual assistants that are skilled in special skills. So we have an SEO department, social media department, and an ISA department, and so on and so forth. The time to hire a virtual assistant is when you're not busy. And that's usually not the time that you're thinking about it. I want to give you a little scenario that happens when you're hiring somebody on your own. So you're so busy and you say, okay, well, forget it. After everybody's in bed, after I take care of all my clients tonight, I'm going to get online and I'm going to find myself a virtual assistant. So you do all that and you are interviewing them, and it's in the middle of the night and you're so tired and you're not really paying attention or giving the applicants your full attention. So all of a sudden you're just like, oh, I'll just hire you. Then you say, meet me on Google Meet at 9 a.m. And then 9 a.m. comes, but at 8:30 you've got some client emergency you have to take care of, or something else happens, and you're not going to be able to meet your VA and train her or him at 9 a.m. You send her a sorry message and then say, hey, can you just check out my Facebook page and make some posts today? When I get back later, we'll do some training. And you get back later, you're exhausted, you still have a bunch of things to do, and you apologize to a virtual assistant, and then you think this isn't working out. Then you go and look at the output and you're like, oh, that's not what I wanted. Well, they can't read your mind. So yes, that's kind of a bummer sometimes, right? Then you get a bad taste in your mouth about hiring a virtual assistant. Like I said, the best time to hire a virtual assistant is when you're not busy and when you're being able to sit down and create a plan of action. You can always hire us and we can create your SOPs for you. We can get you organized. There's a lot of things that we can do for you. And number 2, the next one is there's a disconnect between your goals and reality. Your goals are everything that you want to do in your business, and you set up your business and then you have a list, of everything that you want to do. And then you have your reality. A lot of times how this translates into the mistake with hiring a virtual assistant is you have all these lofty goals that you want to accomplish and you need help to do it. But at the same time, your reality is that number 1, you don't have any processes in place to be able to get that done. Number 2, you don't have the money that you need to invest to get that done. Or number 3, you're not organized even to do the step of doing SOP. So you don't even have the wherewithal or the bandwidth to handle even creating your organization and your SOPs. Again, those are things that we can help you with and help you with your onboarding process. But I find that happens a lot with people not understanding the difference between what their goals are and then what their current reality is. So you want to do a check-in there. Number 3 is when you hire a virtual assistant, you either have everything that you need done and you want to offload that all to them, but you only hired one virtual assistant and the work you're giving her is enough for 2 or 3 virtual assistants. You want to be very careful of that because you're going to cause overwhelm to your virtual assistant. She's not going to have a good experience. You're going to be concerned about the lack of output, and neither one of you are going to be happy. With our company, the problem is a lot of times when people hire us, we do blocks of time. So you don't have to hire a full-time VA with us, and our minimum order is 10 hours a week. So the biggest problem we find is people say, okay, I'll start off with 10 hours a week, but then they want 40 hours worth of tasks done in those 10 hours a week, and that's unrealistic. So you need to find out what the benchmarks are, which you'll have in your onboarding meeting. You would figure out what your benchmarks are, how long things take, and an order of priority of the different things that you want to get done. Number 4 is that you are not delegating the things right before your face. So this is another big mistake that I see people make before they even actually hire a virtual assistant, that they're not even looking at their own life to see what else they can delegate. So there's a few things that are really good on this list, and I'll try to make it really short and do another video on making it a lot more in depth on these topics. The first thing I would say, the most often one I get is, I ask you, do you mow your own lawn? And a lot of people say they do. And the next question is, do you love to do it? Does it relieve your stress? Is it something you look forward to? Does it energize you? Well, if your answer is no to those, then you need to find a neighborhood boy or girl in your neighborhood that will come and mow your lawn for you, and you can pay them. So that has to come off your plate, because that's a very energy sucking activity. The next thing is grocery shopping. This is where I had to really learn, because I actually love to grocery shop. The problem is, when you love to do many different things like I do, then you have to start to make choices on which ones to do and which ones not to do, because there's not enough time to do everything that you love to do. I love to go grocery shopping, and so I was figuring out how much time it takes me to get in the car, to drive because I work from home. So I have to get in the car, I have to go to the store, get the food in the basket, go pay for it all, get it in the bags, and then put those bags in my car, and then drive home, and then take the bags out of my car and take the bags in the house, and then put all the groceries away. So that process is very time consuming, actually. And so I figured that if I would get subscriptions, so I have a Walmart shopping delivery system subscription. It's like $97 a year, and they bring the groceries right to my doorstep. Not only groceries, but sundries or anything else that Walmart carries that is inside the store that they don't have to ship. I also got a Instacart special membership. A lot of times your grocery stores like Smith's, Publix, Kroger's, they'll offer a special Instacart. So I got mine at Smith's for like $49 a year, and I get free delivery service from them. This saves me so much time. It also saves me a lot of money, because when I go grocery shopping, I buy more than I really need, extra for just backup storage, which I don't need right now. And so this saves a lot of time and money. The next one is that I thought about is, do you like to garden? Now, if you're using gardening because it's your exercise, because it brings you peace, because it relieves stress, gives you like with nature kind of feeling, then that's fine. That's different. It's kind of like a hobby, right? But if it's a chore to you, then you're expending unnecessary energy, when there are many people in your community who would love to come and tend your garden for you. And then the last thing on my list for right now, there's many more things on the list, is, do you need a nanny? Do you have a bunch of children at home, and do you work from home? So even if you work from home, getting a nanny to help is so huge in time savings, and it allows you to have more quality time with your children. So those are some of the things that I would suggest you look over and see if those are things you want to delegate. Number 5 is not treating your virtual assistants like they're part of your team, not embracing them into your culture. So that's one of the things that we see a lot in a mistake, because what it does is it lowers the morale of your virtual assistants, and they just don't feel like they're being valued. And every person wants to feel valued. They want to know that they're seen and heard. So make sure that you're incorporating them into your team culture in whatever business you're in. One of the other things you can do is contact our COO and tell her that you would like to send a birthday gift or a Christmas gift or something like that to the VAs that are working on your project. And then she can handle that for you in her own country. That's a great way to really incorporate them. Make sure you let them know if they're doing a good job. Don't always just harp on them. Which leads me to number 6. Don't treat them like servants. That's a huge mistake I see people making that really flusters the relationship and makes not for a good experience for you or for your virtual assistant. They're not servants. They are really good, basically employees, even though they're contractors, right? A lot of times they know better than you on doing your tasks, because they do them for many people, and they are skilled and they're certified and they are trained and all of these things, and things that you are not. They can actually do your company a lot of better output than you yourself can. Pay attention to the way that you treat them. Don't demean them, put them down, yell at them, anything like that. That's just not the way to do business. Number 7 is misunderstanding profit allocation. One of the biggest problems that I see, again, another big problem, is that you don't understand how much you need to invest in your business. One of the things I hear people show off about is what their profit margins are. Now, there's healthy profit margins and then there's unhealthy profit margins. A lot of people don't understand that if your profit margin is really high, that's not a healthy profit margin. So I have realtors have told me once who I've coached and done strategy sessions with, they'll say, well, I'm just really proud of myself because I'm working at a 92% profit. I keep 92% of each one of my commission checks. And I said, that's not very good at all. That's after their broker gets paid, of course. But that's not good. That's not healthy because that means you're not reinvesting into your business, which means you're on that hamster wheel, which means you're doing 100% of the work, maybe 150% of the work, and you're going to just burn out. There will become a day where you will burn out. So you want to make sure that you understand you need to invest in your business in tools and outsourcing and people so that you can concentrate on your income producing activities, which will lead to more profits in the long run. Really, profit wise, you should be working at a 50% profit margin. E-commerce companies, 35% is good. 35% profit, even 30%. So it just depends on the business you're in. But if you're a sole proprietor or you're a solopreneur, then working at 50% is good and healthy. 8, you may be averse to risk. This is one where I see happen with people who are afraid to onboard. They're afraid to hire a virtual assistant. They're afraid to hire an ISA to do lead gen. They're afraid to upgrade to their CRM to something better. They're just afraid to make moves. There's a saying that says high risk, high reward, which is true in a lot of cases, not always, but we could say that there has to be some risk in order to get any type of reward. So what you want to look for is a way for you to feel comfortable with taking that risk. Let's just say that you are scared to take because it's all based on fear, that you're scared to take the risk of hiring a full-time virtual assistant. That would be 40 hours a week, right? And you're afraid of that. You're afraid of that money going out the door and all of these sorts of things. What you can do with our company, one of the things you can do is you can just order a block of time. So instead of hiring a virtual assistant for X amount of hours, you're just going to order a block of time. And our minimum order is only 10 hours a week. Take the baby steps and start with 10 hours a week. Get used to that. Get used to that bill. Get used to the output. Get used to working with your virtual assistants. And then you can add on another 10 hours and then you can keep building from there. But take those baby steps to help you with that, your aversion to risk. Number 9, this is my favorite one. This is the biggest mistake I see people make over and over and over again, no matter what business you're in. I want to start off with saying one of Albert Einstein's sayings, which I'm sure you have heard. And he said, doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. So think about that for a minute. And I'm sure you've heard it before, but that doesn't mean that you've really internalized it. And remember I said that number 9, if you have this mindset shift, this will change the trajectory of your business. And in return, as a side benefit, it's also going to change the trajectory of your life. So think about that. Whatever you're doing, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting. So if you are on that hamster wheel running around and around and you're just doing everything yourself and you're not letting anything go and you're not delegating and you're not outsourcing, you're not hiring your virtual assistants, or you are doing the same, it's never going to break. You cannot progress. Number 1, you can't grow your company that way. Number 2, you can't scale the company that way. So first we got to grow and then we get to scale, right? So the main thing is making this mindset shift that you need to start to let go of perfectionism, number 1, embrace the concept as good enough. Remember that you've got to change something. You've got to do something because this is insanity, right? It is. And people tell me all the time that they feel like they're just not getting anywhere. They're not making any progress. They're taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back. All of these things I work with when I coach our clients and I consult businesses. You need to get in the mindset of looking at what you're doing right now, seeing the overall picture of it, and then looking to say, okay, what is it that I need to change? And if you can start outsourcing those things that you need to get off your plate, you're going to see a huge difference in your business and in your personal life. And number 10 is you don't believe in yourself and you have a poverty mindset. So poverty mindset is a huge mistake. I just want to give you an example of how you read about these people who win multi-million dollar lotteries, and then a few years later you find out that they're broke. That's because they have a poverty mentality. If you have a poverty mentality, you repel money from you. And there's two spectrums. Okay, so there's two ends of this poverty mindset. One end is whenever you get money, you spend it. So you're like a spendaholic, you're addicted to going shopping, you just can't keep any money, you're just spending it all the time on wasteful things. Other side of that coin is that you are so super frugal, you're like a Scrooge. You won't invest in yourself, you won't invest in your business, and you're just like kind of like hoarding your money. Now in BNI, I learned a saying that said givers gain. And I truly believe, and I have practiced this, and I know for a surety that this is true, that whatever you put out into the universe, you're going to get back. So if you're a giver and you know how to help people and give them employment, hire people to help you in your business, in return, you will get more clients, you will look more professional, you're going to have more time freedom. And isn't that what we all want? So it's very important for you to work on that poverty mindset if you have that. It's also a fear of spending money too. So that's kind of like that middle of the road one, so on the spectrum. And I've done a lot of work with clients who have helped them through breaking through that poverty mindset. So if that's something you want to work with me on, just reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help you with that. I also, if you look down below, make sure that you comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. Like this video, leave a comment below. When you leave a comment, YouTube likes that, and YouTube wants you to like the video and they want you to subscribe. And when you do that, that helps more people, YouTube, to show my video to more people. So I would really, really appreciate that. And then in the description area below, you will see my free offer to you is 365 tasks that you can delegate to a VA, a virtual assistant, today. And you can just click the link in the description to get that free download. And you can start working on delegating off that list. I already created the list for you, so it's very easy for you to just start saying, okay, do this, do this, do this. It's like really gets you out of the wondering what you should delegate. It's all laid out for you. And also in the description area is a list of tools that we use in our company, that I use with clients, and that I use for my own personal business and my YouTube videos and my blogging and all that. I'll leave those tools. I am an affiliate, so I'll leave you the tools below in the description. You can check those out to see how to streamline your business. And also you'll probably want to own some of those so that when you do hire a virtual assistant, you can just add them as a user to those things and have them already be working on them. And so until the next video, we'll see you later.